going at it today.
Here we go.
Is there a bit of bragging rights on the line?
You know, maybe not for the players themselves, BA, but the fans will absolutely use this game as evidence when they argue why their guy is the best.
Now, New York starting five. Inside, it'll be the dynamic pair of Anunoby and Cat. Then there's Jalen Brunson. Then it's Mikal Bridges. And it's the chosen one in at the point guard position. And Toronto has possession after the basket by New York on the other end. Here's Lee. And he was fouled while in the act of shooting. So he'll take 2 free throws.
Personal foul.
Man, he made sure to get his money's worth on that foul.
At the line for
That's why the shot was so far off.
So he gets them both. Clark, 51 wins for the New York Knicks last season. Their best finish in over a decade.
Yeah, they got that done despite significant turnover on their roster, BA, making it even more impressive. And as they gel, the question is, can this team take the next step and contend for a title? I think
well, when you're careless with the ball, that's what happens. It ends up going the other direction.
And we know turnovers are painful and costly. You get loose with the ball on one end and get punished on the other end.
And the basketball lead.
You know, sometimes you don't like to see guys pull up from three-point range on the break, but for him, with nobody on him, that's a pretty good shot.
Here's the chosen one. His scoring sits at around 31 a game, an impressive number. Brunson passes to Anunoby. Barnes with it, and it's Brunson picking him up. Howard down after the assist, led him to the lane.
You like how Barrett always keeps his eyes open, watching the court for those assist opportunities.
Outside Anunoby. Back to Brunson. To halt the run. There's the drive. And the layup is good.
On the drive, Brunson plays with quickness and purpose.
Here's Lee. He's guarded by Bridges. Here's Andrews. Off target with the 3. Here we go, one-on-one. Here's the chosen one. And it's New York scoring again.
Starting to find his rhythm. He's cooking, and he knows it.
And you know what? They're going to keep using him. I mean, he'll be the centerpiece of their offense today. You can bank on that.
Here's Andrews. In his last outing, 10 points for him. Pass to Lee. Jacks up a 3. Towns with a rebound. Knicks trail by 3. Seems like this offense is being executed the way it was designed.
Yeah, I'm sure Coach couldn't be happier with the results.
Here's Lee. Hook loose. Here's Andrews. Covered by Towns. Double clutch jam.
Wow, that type of finish is just deflating right now for a team that's trying to make a comeback. Ouch.
That's certainly a big-time finish right there. It was one big exclamation point, or maybe even a question mark.
And guys, I know there are a lot of questions right now defensively for this team. There's no doubt about that.
Anunoby can't get it to go. Raptors lead by 5. There's a screen by Turner. Lee. Pure from three-point range. Lee's got 10 points.
And that's what they want to do. Get him open looks early.
And so Mike Brown decides to call a timeout. A moment to rest and confer on the game plan.
Fans, let's give a big round of applause for your dance team.
check on the Eastern Conference standings. You take a look at Toronto. What a season thus far for them. Second place in the conference. And, of course, the Knicks nipping at their heels in second place and wanting to get that first seed.
You know, for the Knicks, I recall them having a lot of naysayers at the start of the season, but now they may not have any. This team is ready for a deep playoff run.
They do have the pieces in place for a title run, but the competition in the playoffs will be stiff.
Let's look at the energy stats, how the hustle game has been going for Toronto.
Well, their hands resulting in plenty of steals in the early going, keeping the opposition there off balance.
But how about their scoring in transition as well? That's been a big factor to this point. Are those high tops or track shoes these guys are wearing? My goodness.
The screener was leaning a bit right there. His feet may not have been planted. Pretty obvious call by the officials.
Yeah, I agree. You know, sometimes that can be a tough call for the refs to make, but not that time. It was easy there.
Now here's Barnes. Yet to see a basket.
Excellent perimeter offense so far. Their shooters are clearly in a great rhythm.
It really makes them a hard team to guard because they space you out so well.
Here's the chosen one. That one's good for two. The chosen one's got his third basket on the night right there.
I think the defense gave him a bit of a gift there. I mean, he got all the space he needed to go to work.
Here's Andrews. He's putting up some terrific numbers, over 28 a game. Yeah, basket by Lee. He's got 12.
Getting out to a nice lead. Great flow and great execution.
Quality looks they're getting, and they're capitalizing on it, guys. They have to be happy with this start offensively.
Good execution. They're getting some short-range looks here.
Year to year, Karl Anthony Towns remains an elite three-point threat in this league.
Yeah, he's one of the best shooters, period, in the league. And when you talk about just big guy shooters, he is the best. I mean, Jokic is maybe going to give him a run for the money, but I'd take Cat as the best three-point shooter of big man in the league. I mean, he's 7 feet tall, 250 pounds, and it's really hard to find anybody that can guard him outside and inside.
Toronto leading by 14. Outside Barnes. And Bridges, here we go. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
On the drive that time, Bridges uses that speed and the 6'6" length very well. Got into that open spot that time.
Here's Andrews. He's got 7. Here's Lee. Shot clock at 6. Over Bridges. And there's Toronto with a bucket.
This has been just a dreadful start for them defensively. Not good at all.
And to battle back, they've got to shore up the defense. I mean, there's no other way to come back from a deficit unless you play good defense.
And so Mike Brown decides to call a timeout. I think right now he might be looking at some adjustments.
You have the camera all on you. Yes, sir.
And a quick check on the 2K leaderboard. Here are the toughest defenses to score against. The Raptors third, New York in 5th.
Both teams really take pride in their defense and shutting one another down, which is kind of refreshing to see in a league widely dominated by offense.
to the chosen one. And stolen by Barrett. And keeping us updated from the sideline, Allie LaForce.
Thank you, B.A. Mikal Bridges is very comfortable with his mid-range and in-between game. He said when it comes to the basketball court, it's not just the rims and the threes. You have the rest of the court, too. Now, not everyone is effective with those middle-distance shots, but Mikal always has been. Back to you.
He can knock him down. Thanks a lot, Allie. Nice shot by Turner. And the Raptors lead by 13.
So far, they're owning both ends of the floor. We'll see if they can keep this going.
And, you know, nothing like getting an opponent on the ropes early. You love that if you're on that side of the scoreboard, and they are landing some haymakers now.
And it's Brunson missing.
No such thing as an easy bucket most of the time in the NBA, but I'm surprised he missed that.
All right, I'm told we've got our 2K insider, Shams Charania, joining us now with the latest news. Shams, what's the update?
Hey, Brian. Getting closer to the trade deadline, the Milwaukee Bucks have not hesitated on taking action. They are stoked to be acquiring Brandon Ingram when healthy. Ingram is a fantastic weapon with impressive shooting range and scoring ability. They're hoping he can stay on the floor and be a source of instant offense for them.
Well done. Appreciate the report, Shams. Thanks. Andrews from outside, off the mark. And so Anunoby will bring it up for the Knicks. Trailing by 13. Here's the chosen one. It's hauled in by the Raptors. He's got his 4th rebound in this one. Barnes passes to Skinny.
New York foul.
And so now a timeout call by Darko Rajakovic. He's going to take a minute to regroup with his players. All right, Graham, with your team, it's in the second game of a back-to-back. Do you play it differently?
You know, it depends on what happened in the first game. Did your starters have to play a lot of minutes? Did you get into double overtime? It just depends.
Clap your hands, everyone! Time to get ready. Here's Dr. Y.Y.
On defense, the Knicks. It's a 13-point game. They put up a nice win against Sacramento last time out.
Talk about strong offensive production. They went out, played to their strengths, and were successful as a result.
Yeah, you know, not deviating from the game plan is critical. You've got to trust in the system.
The Knicks have gotten 7 of their first 12 shots to go. Back to Hart. Middleton against Towns. Just 5 to shoot. New York needs to get off a shot here. Here's Clarkson. No good, and they can't put it into the drought. Toronto leading by 13 to the inside. Barnes.
They've shown so much energy right from the start, particularly on the offensive end.
Tell you what, forget about easing into the game. They came out with guns blazing.
Here comes Toronto on the push.
They're really in control of offensive form right now, forcing turnovers and finding easy points, while the other guys struggle to keep up.
Brunson finds Clarkson. Towns taking his time here. Pass to Brunson. right side. Walters from outside. Hard with the defensive effort.
Impressive closeout on a skilled shooter. That is how you defend shots from downtown.
Toronto foul. Andrews. First personal foul. First team foul.
Outside Brunson. 6 to shoot.
Rough quarter for him. They may have to start looking at somebody else to get the ball to.
Pass to Andrews. And here's Barnes. Robinson defending. From 12 feet. It's hauled in by Robinson.
Hey, sometimes the best looks don't equate to points.
Outside Hart. Right side Brunson. To the middle. It's stolen by Barnes. Out left to the wing. Here's Andrews. And again, Toronto, no good. Knicks trail by 17. Hart up top. Pass to Towns to win the drought. That one misses. He's 1 for 3. And for the Raptors, they're shooting right around 57%. Very efficient so far in the first. Barnes passes to Skinny. That one's good. And it's Barnes with the assist. Andrews has got 10 points.
He's putting them to the test this quarter, attacking every chance he gets.
Brunson with it. Pass to Towns. 4-3. Offensive board.
And their offensive rebounding is such a strength for them when he's on the floor.
And you know, those second chance opportunities can be game changing. He represents so much value to this team because of what he does.
And so it's the Toronto Raptors, a sizable 18-point lead at the end of the period. They've been fantastic pushing the ball. Fast break points a key to this lead. Back to the game after this break. So far through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. And for the Raptors, this has been a game they've wanted to have.
It's simple. Offensively, they limited their turnovers. Defensively, they forced turnovers.
Yeah, I like the way they forced a ton of turnovers and then took advantage of those turnovers with opportunistic baskets.
Quickly at point with Barrett by his side. They're the guards. And it's Lee in at the 3. So that's the 5 in the game for Toronto. Now here's Robinson. He gets it in there. Robinson's got the second bucket.
Always ready to get rough inside. Robinson is as physical a presence down low as we have in the league.
Quickly passes to Lee. The three-pointer off the mark. And so Anunoby will bring it up for the Knicks. Trailing by 19. Wherever OG Anunoby goes, his teams win a lot of games, Clark.
Yeah, you think about his second season. I mean, be a part of the 2019 Raptors title squad was Anunoby. I mean, his defense is superb. It affects winning in a big time.
His playmaking is something to watch. Threading that pass right in there.
Here's the chosen one. He picked up 36 points in their last win against Sacramento.
And he was so disruptive at the defensive end. 4 steals on the night.
And it's going to be out of bounds. New York will have another go. And now a chance to see what's coming up for Toronto. On Friday, they'll go up against Franz Wagner and the Orlando Magic. And then on Sunday, they'll be playing against Jaren Jackson and the Utah Jazz.
And you know, for that matchup with the Bulls, it's always exciting when you get to clash with the #1 team. These guys will be hungry to prove themselves in that one.
Just 4 to shoot. Hart can't hit. Toronto leading by 21. On the wing quickly. McBride covers. Quickly, left side. They set a pick. There's the triple. And it's New York with a rebound.
Yeah, and the defense has really got to tighten up on him. I mean, he's just too dangerous from the three-point line.
The chosen one, the pass to Hart. Robinson, a screen on quickly to the paint. Deflects the pass. Quarter 2 and just under 2.5 minutes gone by. Pass to Lee. Hits the outside fadeaway. Lee's got 16 points now.
And just totally relentless, only increasing the intensity level.
Yeah, I love the fact he doesn't play the score. He just keeps coming, attack mode. He doesn't know how to step off the gas pedal.
And so Mike Brown decides to call a timeout. He's going to take a moment to give him a breather and talk things over.
And the fifth team is coming your way, fans. Here they are, your North-South Crew.
Top 10 when it comes to hampering the opposing offense. They create solid coverage that doesn't allow for a lot of easy shots.
And their low turnovers are a standout stat for them. They make smart, quick passes and do a good job protecting the ball from fast hands. Here's Anunoby. A 23-point game for him in the win against Sacramento.
And let's not forget about the assist. His playmaking was critical for this team.
Nails it from 3. Anunoby's got 6.
That's one of the things that makes Anunoby so valuable offensively. I mean, he's always a threat, even if he doesn't have the ball.
Outside Barrett. Pass to Lee. For 3. That one's good. 7 for 10 now.
That's how you up the ante. Come right back at him.
A little back and forth from long range. I love it. That's a terrific answer there.
Here's the chosen one. He's got 6. Good efficiency. He's drained 4 out of 5.
They're punishing those late defensive rotations, getting good looks inside throughout the half.
Quickly passes to Lee. Hard with the defensive effort. Knicks trail by 21. McBride on the wing, guarded by Barrett. Hart with a screen on quickly. Back to Hart. 5-on-3 break. Fast break, New York. There's the block. The 3, Barrett. On target from range. Give him 8 points now.
When Barrett starts to feel it from downtown.
The chosen one, the pass to Hart. Here's Robinson. Ooh, the lead pass was in the perfect spot to set up the layup.
We've seen that more than once today. An effortless basket inside.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
Hart passes to McBride. Inside. Here's Murray Boyles. And he hammers that one down. Right in the face of Josh Hart.
He's shaking the hoop. He's actually shaking the whole building.
Oh, what a slam. Look here, the fans going crazy right now.
Platinum level highlight reel material. That is Showtime stuff there.
Here's the chosen one. Rebounded by Murray Boyles. For Toronto, they've got 6 of 9 attempts to go in the second. Looking good. Pass to quickly. Here's Lee. He's got 19. Kicks it out to Barrett. No good on the triple. And so Anunoby will bring it up for New York. Oh, there's the alley. Robinson can't hit.
Looking for the spectacular and coming up empty.
And you know, guys, always a tough catch on the lob. Placement and timing have to be close to perfect.
Now here's Quickly. They lead by 24, their biggest margin. Pass to Murray Boyles, 5 to shoot. Puts up a deep three. Hart pulls it in. Hart's got 4 rebounds now. Here's the chosen one. Gets a very good look and converts. The chosen one's gotten 4 this quarter.
He's shooting well, doing his best to keep this offense in gear, but he hasn't had a lot of support.
Timeout called by Darko Rajakovic. Coach taking this moment to speak to his guys, maybe alter some of the game plan.
Ladies and gentlemen, your record, Hugh Dansby.
Checked in for Robinson. Sohan comes in for Anunoby. Bridges, he's checked in for Hart. And it's Jalen Brunson in for McBride. Down low. And Turner!
Athleticism from Turner. My goodness. He loves getting chances to throw it down like that.
Here's the chosen one. 10 points for him. And Brunson gets it to go.
This team looks to him to score the ball. They feel good when he's taking the shots.
Here's Andrews. 10 points for him. Turner passes to Lee. Back to Turner. Oh, it makes it, but Turner's got 6.
They are passing the ball around tremendously right now.
Such a unique player, Clark. Miles Turner. He's both a floor spacer and a rim protector.
There aren't too many guys like that in the league, PA. I mean, those are two very distinct skill sets, and to have them in one big guy like Turner, that's certainly something you relish and appreciate.
Here's Andrews. Following the bucket by the Knicks. Lee into the lane. Oh, that one, no question. Powered it down.
Filthy. I mean, just the arena is stunned.
He's got a deep bag of tricks to dig into.
Oh, I'd love to get a replay on that one. Let's keep it handy so we can see it again.
And he gets that one. The chosen one's got 6 in the quarter. Raptors lead by 22. Here's Andrews. Pass to Lee. And here's Bridges. Here's Andrews. Here's Lee. Oh, and there's the whistle on the shot. So 2 free throws for him coming up.
Second personal foul.
That's on Mikal Bridges.
First team foul.
Man, the defender really went after him.
For 2.
Yeah, if you're going to foul, then make sure that you don't give a chance for the and one.
Shooting 2.
free throw is good. And a lot of spot-up shooters now adding a one-dribble pull-up three to the repertoire.
Yeah, when you have defenders selling out to contest that catch and shoot, you got to reload, relocate, and let it fly. It's a valuable counter for those long-distance specialists.
It's also good, so he hits both free throws. You know, it seems like there's much more competition at the big man spot than there used to be.
I think a lot of that is due to the way players are developed now, particularly the big guys. They come in now expected to handle the ball and shoot, and they've watched a number of their predecessors do that in the last couple of decades. Teams now want to have more shooters on the floor to put great pressure on the opposing defense. So where there used to be 2 spots available for big guys, now they're fighting over 1 spot.
An impressive display. How about that look on the AT&T connected cam? Here's Lee. Pass to Andrews. Turner in the high post. And there's the call on Jeremy Sochan. That's his first foul.
Second team foul.
Outside Barnes. Three-pointer. Man, no good. New York has gone 1 of 2 from deep in the second quarter. Sochan. And he's going to the line for 2. The official saw contact while he was going
Yeah, he's a fearless player. I mean, Sochan not afraid to give up his body to give his team a better chance.
New York shooting their first shots from the free throw line tonight.
And guys, that allows their opponents to play very aggressive defense if they choose to, knowing it's not a bad thing to send them to the foul line.
And he knocks down the first one.
Yeah, I describe Jeremy Sochan's approach to the game as steady. He knows what he's about, just focuses on going out there and providing for his team.
It's both from the stripe. Here's Andrews. He's got 10. Launches it from deep. And it's New York with a rebound. Towns has got his 5th rebound in this one. All right, let's check in with Allie LaForce.
Thanks. Raptors coach Darko Rajakovic explained what he's looking for on the offensive end. He said, quote, it's unselfishness, ball and body movement, playing together and making each other better. Also, you have to be able to adjust. Basketball is not set in stone. If it was, it would be a recipe. Back to you, B.A.
Yeah, got to roll with the punches. Thank you, Allie. Toronto leading by 22. Here's Andrews. Barnes finds Middleton. Toronto passing it around. Here's Andrews. There's the 3. Sochan with a rebound.
He hasn't helped the cause with his shooting, but his teammates have had his back.
And that one's good for Brunson. Brunson's got 8.
Inside Brunson is pretty deadly, just dropping his shot in.
Pass to Lee. Here's Andrews. Clock at 6. Kicks it out to Middleton. From downtown. Sends it home for 3-point land. Middleton's gotten himself going with a triple. His first basket of the game. Towns, right side. Oh, stolen by Turner. Pass to Andrews. There's a screen by Turner. The 3 is up. Oh, my. Came close to a 4-point play. He'll head to the line for 3 free throws.
And Turner's length causes defenses all kinds of problems. I mean, he really uses that length extremely well to draw fouls.
3 shots. 3 shots.
And he's good on the first of 3.
And, you know, because Turner is such a good free throw shooter for his position, defenses really can't send him to the line too often. He'll make them pay.
And he sinks the second.
I love it. In attack mode, drawing foul calls this quarter and getting to the free throw line.
My kind of hoops. Straight ahead, playing downhill, and physical.
And he makes all three.
Showing more aggression here in the second quarter. He's seeking contact and working himself to the line.
Here's Brunson outside. Rebound Toronto. Lee's got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. Pass to Middleton. Back to Lee. Here's Andrews. And again, Toronto, no good.
After knocking down 2 threes in the first quarter, he's been a non-factor from deep.
5-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. And here's Brunson. Here's the chosen one. No good from outside. Barnes passes to Skinny. Puts up a deep 3. They get it back. Lee. And it goes in from the dunk.
And just an incredible effort on the offensive end.
Follows it up. Put back to finish the play.
Got a pitching on that one. Easy money right there, fellas. Going old school on you young fellas. Look that up. Pitching.
So as we conclude the first half, a fairly one-sided game. Toronto out in front, running away with this one. All right, now let's check in with Allie LaForce. Allie, what do you have?
Well, Carl, they're scoring pretty easily. What has to change in the second half?
Our whole defensive system right now, because it's just not working. It's not the coaches, it's just the players. We're letting them get too much fast break. They're doing a great job, and they're hitting some shots, so we got to be able to make them miss.
Best of luck locking it in, guys.
Allie, as always, thank you. We'll be right back to begin the third quarter right after this.
Arena Entertainment.
Hey folks, thanks for joining us. It would be an understatement to say it's been a great half for the Toronto Raptors.
Whoa, I love seeing a team spread the ball around like this. The difference in assists is the difference in this game right now, Ernie.
This is one of those just keep doing what you're doing. If they can, I expect this lead to grow. Okay, next on the docket, multiple players about to be wearing different jerseys.
Ingram has a lot of length. He can give you buckets, boards, good passer. Just has to stay healthy.
Yeah, when he's feeling 100%, he's an impact player. Big addition to their rotation. That does it for halftime. Let's get back to game action. Here's Brian Anderson with the start of the third quarter.
After a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly in the second. Shooting 53%. Good efficiency on offense so far. Checking out the group from Mike Brown to start the second half. Anunoby plays the 4, and Cat is the center. Then it's Mikal Bridges. Then there's Jalen Brunson. And it's the chosen one in at the point. And New York has possession. The Raptors making their last shot. And that one's good for Brunson. Brunson's got 10 points in the game.
Tough as they come, sometimes it looks like Brunson prefers finishing through contact.
Here's Lee. Turner, a screen on Bridges. Wide open look. And it's Toronto with another.
The offense is flowing through him right now. He just keeps coming.
Outside Brunson. And with a little over a minute gone by, the second half is underway. Towns on a screen. Just 5 on the clock. And the shot goes in. Towns has got his second basket on the night. They've got a commanding lead.
It just seems like everything is going their way.
Pass to Lee. To the paint. Here's Andrews. Banked it in off the glass. 12 points for him.
Excellent execution coming out of the break. They've taken 3 shots and made 3 shots.
Now Brunson. Oh, nice fake, but the layup's off the mark. The Raptors have gone 3 of 3 in the second half. Outside Barnes. Here's Andrews. 12 points for him. Driving in. Pass to Turner.
Since half, there's been a stark contrast between these teams. I'm talking about efficiency at the offensive end.
And that's why you have such a huge gap in the shooting numbers between the teams.
Here's the chosen one. He's got 12. Deflected. Barnes against Anunoby. Barnes passes to
Getting the ball into the paint for a close range look. That's a nice pass.
Pass to the chosen one. Lets it go from the wing. New York again can't hit. For Toronto, they've gone an impressive 5 of 5 so far in the third quarter. Barnes passes to Lee. Now here's Turner from behind the arc. Here's Andrews. Three-pointer, no good.
Not himself from range right now, but the only way out of this funk is to keep trying.
Outside Brunson. Pass to Towns. Out to Bridges. They still need this. That's in. Coming off an assist from Towns.
3.
Bridges has got 5.
Bridges showing you the range right there.
Here's Lee. And they call an illegal screen here. And how about we check the numbers for him?
And all of a sudden, his 3-ball has left him. It's been a rough stretch for him the past 5 games. His percentage from downtown isn't near what it once was, but he's not going to give up. He'll try to get it going here today.
Pass to the chosen one.